It's the start of the holiday season, and we're off with a bang with the release of two of the biggest games of the year, Black Ops 2 and Halo 4.
But let's say you don't care about either of those. We've got 10 games that can easily occupy your time.
The only rule, the game has to be out today, as in, right now. So, hey, I'm Stuttering Craig.
And I'm Nervous Nick.
For ScrewAttack's top 10 games to play besides Halo 4 and Black Ops 2.
Number 10.
How have you not played a game with the parkour of Assassin's Creed, the combat of Batman Arkham Asylum, and the open world of Grand Theft Auto all in the style of a kung fu movie? How have you not done it? It's like the biggest aspects of some of today's biggest games all rolled up into one.
If that's not enough reason to get you into Sleeping Dogs, then I offer up this one last selling point. Grinding people's faces off with an AC unit.
Oh, yes! If only the camera didn't suck.
Number 9.
After 16 years, Nintendo and Game Freak have finally run out of colors and gems to name their Pokemon games after, and have added a number to the end, like regular people do.
But being a direct sequel does have its advantages. Taking place 2 years after the first Black and White, it was kind of cool to see how the world and its inhabitants had changed since you last saw them, even though a lot of the world you explored was the exact same thing you just played.
Then again, even though they're fun games, Pokemon has pretty much felt like the exact same thing for the last 16 years.
Following this gaming generation's motto to a T. Make the same game, but different.
Haha!
Number 8.
Why worms? Why not worms?
The best in 2D multiplayer strategy warfare, or whatever you want to call this type of game.
The worms genre. Just call it the worms genre.
Sure, that. It's back again, and this time with loads more customization. And who doesn't love worms with mustaches? If you don't, you're a fucking Nazi.
Oh. That, escalated quickly.
Fucking A!
Multiplayer is where these games have always shown the brightest, and if you want your options to be as full as they can be, you're not going to go wrong with whatever the most recent entry is. And right now, that's Worms Revolution. Craig, stop screaming when I'm trying to do my voiceover!
Mustaches!
Number 7.
So Skyrim is a game. Wait, Skyrim? Really? Skyrim?
Yep.
Even though it came out like over a year ago.
Yep. You aren't done with Skyrim. You will never truly be done with Skyrim. In fact, you're about to be even less done with Skyrim with the Dragonborn DLC coming out soon, not to mention Hearthfire and Dawnguard if you haven't played those.
I guess there's always that one more dragon to kill and one more quest to complete.
And one more glitch to avoid.
Husfroda!
That's not a
What?
glitch.
No.
Number 6.
How many games about shooting things get praised for their writing as much as Borderlands 2? I'm gonna guess none.
Anthony Birch! You crazy, fuzzy, bearded man! You are a genius. If you haven't played this yet, you're missing one of the funniest games in years.
And that's not even mentioning how much fun you have looking for the Easter eggs and the secrets, and the bazillions of guns.
And the dubstep. Cue the Internet Explorer commercial!
And it feels like I am just too close to love you.
Number 5.
Common misconception, all we do is play video games for a living at ScrewAttack. Fact, there are people who do exactly that with Diablo 3.
Play your cards right to acquire the good items, and you can actually sell them off to other people through the auction house. Yes, you can actually be playing this game as normal, and a piece of code will fall in your lap, which you can then sell to somebody online for 80 bucks. Somebody out there is willing to split with the better part of a Benjamin for something that doesn't even exist. That is retarded, but I totally get it.
If you're just a regular old Diablo player like the rest of the world, you'll still walk away having played a worthy successor to a PC classic.
Number 4.
I am never going to get tired of games that look like cartoons. I especially like it when they're cartoons that get bloody. And then again, that's no surprise coming from the makers of Shank.
This game's got a lot of charm to it, from the way you hide behind pots to the way you chop bad guys in half. I'm so charmed right now. Look at all that charm. Charming.
Please, for the love of God, tell me you did not charm your way to marriage.
Charm, motherfucker!
Mark of the Ninja, if you haven't played it, is the must-play downloadable game.
Except for...
Number 3.
If you haven't been keeping track of the indie gaming world, Fez is one that you cannot miss.
It's one of those games with an idea that's so creative, you always want to see how much further the concept goes. By rotating the level around you, you can bridge gaps in an instant, turn solid walls into platforms, and discover new platforms you didn't even know were there.
It's a brilliant idea, pulled off with brilliance. And hey, put this thing up on the 3DS eShop and you've got yourself a match made in heaven.
Number 2.
The role of XCOM could have easily been a first-person shooter.
As it almost was. Or still is. I don't know, we have no idea.
But XCOM veterans have much to be thankful for in XCOM Enemy Unknown. It's an example of how a game with an old school feel can benefit from the technology of today. Here, strategy is king.
You know, gunplay is something that's so common in gaming nowadays that I'm sure a lot of you guys out there would say that you're sick of them. But allow us to respectfully disagree and point to XCOM as a game that has guns, but feels oh so fresh. Craig's gonna tell a dirty joke. Here he is.
Like those feminine products your mom uses. She feels fresh afterwards. It's in the commercials. Let's do a recap before we get to number 1. Number 10, Silent Dogs.
They're
Sleeping dogs,
sleeping.
They're silent.
Number 9, Pokemon Black and White 2.
Number 8, Worms Revolution.
Number 7, Skyrim.
Number 6, Borderlands 2.
Number 5, Diablo 3.
Number 4, Mark Oda Ninja.
Number 3, Fez.
Number 2, XCOM.
Craig can count. Where
I don't
did
know where
8 come from?
that came from.
It's number 1.
When you enlist the designer and creative director of Deus Ex, the visual design director of Half-Life 2, and get funding from Bethesda, you are just asking for something top-notch.
And also for Craig to get really excited. Stealth, action, something in between. Play through Dishonored's industrial environments however you like. It's sad to say, but this is one that seems to have gone unnoticed on a lot of people's radars. Even sadder when it's yet another new IP that gets overshadowed by sequels.
Damn it! And on top of that, we're over here looking at this game as a Game of the Year contender. We really dig the short-range teleportation and the way that the path at the end of each level isn't set in stone. You can reach it as brutally, my way, or quietly, Nick's way, as you choose.
Hey, I don't have to make a big appearance everywhere I go, okay?
Shut up, bitch.
Halo and COD are probably the biggest games you're going to see this season, and there's a good bet that you're going to play at least one of them. But once you've given those some time, show the world that you like new games and play yourself some Dishonored.
Because if you don't, they won't make sequels for you to buy that will overshadow new IPs later on.